Hello, gang. There's a bunch of you here waiting for me to show up. Bless you. Hey, my name's Dan, the late Dan Nelson. Daily Art Adventure number 965. Woo-hoo, phase 4 on these abstracts. This one I've already started. This was white. I've glazed it with yellow. I'm going to do a few more things to it. And trying to decide what exactly. Some darkening. And trying to decide dark. What color? Blue purple, I guess. Colored pencils here. Noise. There we go. Mix up some dark black over here. A slight greenish cast to that dark black, which is okay. It's kind of interesting. But I don't want any more of it. It made it red again. I have noticed this tendency on my part in abstracts past that if I just follow my intuition, I do tend to end up with things that look like forest, woods, trees. I don't want to do that like I'm doing right now. I'm not going to try to fight it terribly, but I don't want to end up with a bunch of tree paintings either. So let me try to temper that impulse or that look. Now it looks like forest with vines in it, so that's not any better. I like it though. Generally, I like it. Once again, painting's not finished till it's finished, and until it's finished, it's not finished. So you don't judge an unfinished painting with the same standard you judge a finished one. I have at least one more acrylic layer to go, and that acrylic layer will once again be light or white. I don't know for which of those. It'll be light or white. Light, in this case, it could be a pale yellow that I would. Now I've got some toys over here that I haven't used much. Here's a little brush. Yeah, not much. I didn't think so. But, oh, there we go. That was nice. You guys probably can't see it. Just this actually is an art tool with teeth there and really tiny teeth there. And let me see if you can you see those lines. So once again, rhythm. Lines in a painting, especially if they're evenly spaced, is one of the artsy. There we go. That was nice. Artsy terms for that is rhythm, a repeated pattern. Blah, blah, blah. Texture in this case, it's small enough to be considered texture, but a rhythmic texture. Blah, 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 blah. Let me think just for a minute. I think I might at least get some small brushes out here and stand ready, so to speak, to do some liney stuff. Once again, it's looking more and more like woods. I'm not sure how to get away from that. Oh, I know one way to get away from it. Cut the branches. It helps diminish the branch illusion a little bit. All right, I think I've spent too much time on this one, but that's all right. Better to get it right than just go fast. And this is number one, by the way, and I didn't show you the back of number one. Here's, oh yeah, green one. Green outer space. I think I can get away with not taking these outdoors now. In this broadcast, I'm thinking that I will do just the first 10. That seems to be a reasonable length broadcast. The last time I did the second 10, numbers 10 through 20. Now I'll do numbers 2 through 10. So let's paint number 2. There's the back side. Ooh. All right. Where did my big brush go? I don't know. I'll grab another one. I'll grab 2. Yeah, and I guess I'll, for the moment, stick with yellow. And sure, a little bit of green. Now, there's no rule, of course, that says I can't. With these glazes, no rule that says I can't go opposite across the color wheel. I will do that if I feel so inclined. Just didn't feel inclined at the moment. There's a hair on my painting down here. If I can't get off at this layer, it will be a permanent part of my painting. Looks like it is. All right, this is part of the texture that we're gonna keep. That is very pretty. A little too pretty for my taste. So I am going across the color wheel now. Some purple. By the way, you cannot create a muddy color if you're using transparent colors, transparent paint. You can create low chroma, mid-tone, not mid-tone, but browns and grays. But brown and that has nothing to do with mud. Mud is the misuse of opacity. Mud comes from you getting darker with an opaque color. Or as I like to say, trying to get dark. Some painting it, part of your painting, trying to make it darker using white paint. White being the color that you would use to make paint opaque. You see? So getting dark with white paint, that's what causes mud. And if I'm confusing you, then go do a search in my channel, Dan Nelson Mud. You'll find an 11-minute video where I explain that and demonstrate that quite clearly. Being a crazy man now. Doing red on this, what was a green painting. I'm going to take some of that off. I like a little bit, it felt like too much. That's good. The end just flew off that brush, so we'll retire that one at least for the moment. Back to a yellow, orange, warm yellow. So a big part of what I'm doing here is just playing with color. Because it's so easy, and that's again the beauty, the magic of transparency. You do any colors you want. One on top of the other, drop the other, drop the other. As long as they're all transparent, you'll never get mud. All right, that's kind of nice, I think. Now, let's think about some darker stuff. Purplish green. How about that? Is that a good color? Is that one of your favorite colors? That's a joke, purplish green. But I am mixing purple and green together to get what? Dark black, right? Ooh, I like that. I like the effect I'm getting by wiping that paint off back to the white there. That's nice. Lots of activity going around me today. Homeschool going on in the dining room off to my right. That's some of the noise you hear. All right, that's a nice mark. If I can use this edge. No, not so much. Too irregular on the surface to do any scraping, really. That's a nice mark. I really do like painting by removing paint. In case you couldn't tell. Terribly happy with that. You need to mess with it a little more. Too much busyness. I like this side, don't like the busyness over here. Too much. But again, I'm not finished, but still, I want to like each painting at the end of each phase. Oh, these brushes are too wet. That's what's going on. Just running down. My mistake. Some good things. Invite some different brushes. Still too much water, but I'll just make do. And do some dark stuff again. Again, a big part of my native style, I guess, in abstracts is the bold, is kinesthetic, what I call kinesthetic focused abstract paintings. That is, a lot of it depends on the the very obvious bold strokes that I make. I have tried in years past to get away from that at times and make my abstracts look more like somebody else's. I don't take that too literally. And it just didn't work. It just didn't work. I didn't like that batch of abstracts very much at all. So I kind of I'm spending way too much time on this one. But it'll be okay. I'll come back to it. I do like the dark light effect that's happening here. That's about all I like. But I can rescue it again. Many more layers to go. The next layer on probably on all these paintings will be white or light. Okay, this is number 3. I like this one. Here's the back side of number 3. If you buy one side, you get the other. You can bid on either side you want, but they come together. They can't be separated. Yeah, same thing. I hope I'm not stuck in a rut, but I feel like warm yellow orange is the what's called for again here. Before I do anything else, I'm going to lift out. So, okay. Now some darker stuff. Yeah. Red, purple. Dirty red, purple.
Thanks all the dog. And this is the random dog.
Several times now, I find myself tracing over the marks from earlier layers. I'm not sure that that's a great idea, but I keep doing it anyway. So we'll see. Here we go, another, I don't know if it's a forest or like a cosmic jewel. Stalagmite jewels. Like the first Superman movie. Ice cave. I like it though. Let's do some pencils in this one. Red.
Employ your imagination. Pretend that you are lecturing an 8-year-old like Jeremiah. Pretend. Imagine. You are being was slightly younger. What?
I like that. Lots of these skinny lines give me lots of opportunity to play in the next layer when I do white on top of this. These are starting to look like paintings over here. Again, miles and miles to go on all of them, but getting the white covered up goes a long way. All right, let's change the palette completely. I'm not going to do warm on this one. I'm going to do cool.
Pretend this was a report. Hey!
Let's say blue, some kind of blue. Don't know what color, what kind, but some kind of blue. To get a very transparent glaze, I'll be pulling out more acrylic medium on my butcher tray. And one of the tools I'm using here is a butcher tray for mixing these large brushes, large washes.
That should be a new. This is a report. That should be a new job.
I will be lifting out a bunch of this, I assure you. Let's go straight all the way to the green. Whoa. Boy, that is green. I don't even like that green, not even a little. But that's right, because the next step is going to be de-painting. How about that? Now that looks nice. There's a rule here, by the way, real simple. One of the breakable laws of painting is that our eye prefers, whenever possible, our eyes would rather see a graduation than a flat. Now, normally when I use that expression, I'm talking about a graduation from dark to light or light to dark. But it also includes, as here, this graduation from blue to green, that graduation. So, and this applies to, of course, to all the rules, so to speak, of abstract painting apply to representational painting. Just that when you're doing abstracts, you don't have to worry about any image. So it's pure exercise of the rules of the principles of, man, that's nice, I like it. I'm just gonna do some dark stuff now. Part of the fun of painting abstract is it's like, so you think you understand the rules of composition, eh? You think you understand the principles of design, eh? Okay, smarty pants. Let's do a painting with no picture in it, just an abstract. So I'm exercising, as you can see. I hope you can see or discern. The elements of design, again, I've gone over this many times, but there are 6. Now, I found this online somewhere, and I disagree with what this scholar, artist, said is that there are 7. Value, space, form, texture, color, shape, line. And I think that space and form are a misunderstanding. So I, in a sense, eliminated or combined these two into either composition or design. The confusion here is I'm saying these are the elements of design, and one of the elements of design is the word design. So that's, I can say why somebody would be confused. Other language would be then the 6, in my opinion, the 6 elements of design: line, shape, composition, value, color, texture. Did I say that right? Line, shape, color, texture, composition, and value. those are the elements of design. And when you're doing an abstract painting, those are the elements, those are the tools. And then the principles of design are much less codified. There's a range of opinion, a considerable range of opinion as to what makes up, because it can be almost anything makes up. Principles are sort of the actions that you do. And here are some of those: emphasis, unity, form, balance, contrast, rhythm, pattern, movement, etc. Again, back to this, my favorite description of these are the elements, these are the principles, and you could almost reduce all the principles to simple balance or tension and release. Tension and release, energy and low energy, high energy and low energy. You know what I would really like to do in this painting, but I don't know that I have the tool to do it, is some white lines. Yeah, that's kind of whitish. Okay, cool. This is a grease pencil, similar to Jumbo Jet White. Made by, I use the black ones all the time. This is the counterpart, white one. All right, pretty happy with that. I'll take a second to set this over in the hallway to dry. We'll hopefully not get too much paint on hardwood floor over here. If I do, I'll be over here cleaning it up with denatured alcohol, by the way. Okay, number 5. Here's number 5, Mr. Green, and the back side of it is Mr. Purple. Again, so if you buy one, you get the other side. You can buy either one, whichever one you bid on, whichever one you like the best. I'm calling these the main side. The other, the outer space side, cosmic side, is the side B, if you will, in my opinion. Even though I spent an awful lot more time finishing those darn cosmic abstracts than I had been expected when I started. Such is life, art life. Let's talk just for a second. Let me think for a second. And nobody's chatting over here unless I've got something turned off, right? Wait. I do have something turned off. Just a second. Let me find you guys. There we go. Oh my goodness, whole bunch of people. Hello, Pink Haze Pie. Hello, Snoozer and David. And I don't like the green color. That's right. You are wrong, David. My brain is very much into it. Maybe that was a passing moment. Hello, Uncle. Good to see you. All right. My first inclination on this is to, by the way, that you can't see it, there are little flecks of like glitter in this white stuff that even comes through after I put a glaze on it. So I am very happy with that. I'm saying that to you because I'm quite sure you can't see that. Okay, my first inclination is to do, one word would be consonant color. That is either green or yellow or blue on top of this, and right nearby on the color wheel. The opposite would be to go opposite the color wheel, which of course would be red. You can achieve some really interesting effects by going, but you know what? I really don't want to do that. So I'm not going to go dissonant on the color wheel. I'm going to go consonant. I'm going to put, mix up some kind of bluish green. No, yellowish green. Straight up chartreuse even. Okay, but we would rather see a graduation than a flat, right? So I've got a chartreuse up there. How about if down here at the bottom, go to a bluish green and blend the two together. See, a graduation, it means a blend. That's inferred. I hope you understand that. Again, our eyes would always, that's the rule. Every rule can be broken if there's a countervening or more important rule. Generally speaking, see, we enjoy that fade from chartreuse, spring green, yellow green, whatever you want to call it, down here to a bluish or aqua green. Dang, looks so good. I'm gonna leave it right there and go straight to, you know, this time let's do some pencil marks next. I have here in my hand some watercolor sticks. They're not having the effect that I like on that wet. So let's see what happens if I, nah, that's not pleasant. I'm gonna leave it. They're okay. They're not. Tell you what, let me see what happens if I, ooh, there we go. So the brush that still had this bluish green on it. There we go. That looks nice. Now some black pencils. Didn't see that coming, did you? Lines with character. Various kinds of character. Got it? All right, now some brushes. One of the words, compositional, that is to say, principles of design. One of the principle of design words that is operative in the back of my mind, probably, I won't say one of, the principle of design concept that is most present, most operative in my mind when I'm painting anything is energy. I'm thinking about various degrees of energy. And I mention that right now because I just put a huge energy with those last marks, both the pencil and the brushes, dark marks. They're very contrasty. They're very hard edged. They're quite busy, right? It's not like a, you know, like this line has much less energy than this line, say, for instance, right? And I'm going to stop right there. A practice that I try to practice, a habit that I try to practice throughout much of this abstract painting is restraint. Don't do too much. And I'm happy with, you know, I could keep going, especially if I feel like I'm sort of on a roll, but I always try to, usually try to stop while I feel like I'm on a roll. Don't keep going. Just let there be more to come in future layers. All right. Painting number 6. And here's the back side. Very purple blue cosmic with like all of some structure. Now, tell you what, just for fun, because I have blue-green, I haven't cleaned these brushes yet. I have blue-green on them. What would happen if I have a few seconds to wipe that off if I decide to do so. But I'm not going to decide to do so. I'm going to leave it right there. So that's a dissonant as opposed to consonant. It's like a musical term, dissonant versus consonant. When you do far around the color wheel in a glaze, or next to or on top of what's already there. So that was dissonant color. This is consonant color. And if you know music, the parallel is quite appropriate. In music, if you play, even if you're not a musician, you probably understand that if you go up to a piano and play 4 or 5 notes that are all right next to each other, black, white, black, white, black, white, black, it's going to sound bad. That's called dissonant. A dissonant sound, dissonant chord, dissonant music, and generally not regarded as pleasant. And that's sort of what I'm getting when you do complementary color. In other words, greenish blue on top of orangish red. Those are but it still worked out, so I'm glad I did that. That's taking off too much. I don't know if I've got any. I do. Okay. Didn't know if I had any dry rags still available or not. All right, that's kind of fun. This time, let's do brushes next. I hope I don't live to regret that. It's dangerous because it's almost center. There, I off-centered it a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, that's okay. I think I can survive that. Risky move. Let's come in here and reinforce some of these other movements. All right, that's not bad. And just for fun, sure. So the lines, you understand, they are lines. That's one of the elements of design, but they don't affect the composition. They're details. They're part of the overall design, but they're not a part of the two-dimensional compositional design because they're way too small. For instance, what I mean is your eye sees this shaft of light. Your eye sees this shaft of light as a whole unit, even though it's got now 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 lines going across it. The lines do not break because they're skinny, right? You know that. I'm just helping explain what you're already seeing. So the lines don't break up the major shapes. All right, I like that one. The next thing I'm going to do on all of these paintings, let me put this back up again. The next thing I'm going to do later today when these are all dry will be either white or light. And when I say light, like this is right in here, there's a pale warm white, yellow, orange, white. I might mix up that color and paint with that. Or over here, there's a pale green. I might mix up a pale green and paint. Either that or it'll just be white. And then, but it won't stay white. It's possible that I'm going to do just one more layer of acrylic. I don't know. It's possible. pencil. I decided that the red in here needed a little bit partnership, a little bit of reinforcement. I like that. I'm glad I did that. And after I do the next layer of white, I might switch to oil. And in oil, the very first thing I'll do will be a glaze, similar to what I'm doing right now. Except the oil glazes, for some reason, are always more, I don't know, more transparent, something more beautiful than in my opinion, than the acrylic glazes. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm just telling you where I'm going, in case you're not able to catch the next broadcast. It's number 6. Oh, good, another green one. Another green one. I do try to do variety. And as I look at the first 6, I've got warm, cool, cool, warm. Oh, good. I've got 3 of each over there against the first 6 that I've done. I've got 3 warm ones and 3 cool ones. So that, and the plan here is to take bids online for these paintings. The exact details of that are yet to be determined. I might say minimum bid $100 or something like that. $150, $200, probably not that much. But or I might say bid whatever you want, but I'm going to add $20 shipping and handling to your finished bid, which is, in my opinion, slightly more awkward. You know, I'd have to keep saying it. Now, I still might do that, but I haven't decided yet which way to go with that. And of course, part of my reason for sort of having a range of colors is a number of you, if you're going to buy a painting, you're going to buy it to go in a particular room. And as much as I, the artist, hate to think of it this way, you're going to use it in a decorating scheme. And by the way, I'm teasing about hating thinking it that way. It doesn't really bother me at all. In fact, I'm trying to accommodate you by, you know, some of you are going to have a room where green like this would look terrible. And then you have some other room where green like this would look perfect. So I'll have a wide range of, as you can see, I'm trying to achieve. And of course, you get 2 paintings for the price of 1. So you can. My main thought there is that people will go back and forth. Buy an inexpensive wooden frame or any kind of wooden frame that the painting is sitting in fairly, you can get it out easily. And part of the year, you can hang it one side out, part of the other. I don't know how many people would actually do that, but that's my that's my crazy fantasy. People would get a kick out of that. Now let's throw something else in here. That something else is purple, and I am running out of purple. Just bear with me just a minute. The acrylic paints that I use the most are these Lucas, inexpensive. You could call them student grade paints. Go ahead, call them that. Go ahead. Doesn't bother me a bit. As long as they're light fast, and I don't believe that the quality of those paints, or the low quality, does not, it's not in their light fastness. It's in their low pigment content. That's why they're inexpensive. And because I am almost always painting with them in acrylic glazes, then the low pigment content actually serves me quite well. So I don't mind at all. In fact, it's so much to my advantage. I do have some high quality golden or Matisse acrylics right there in my drawer. And some of these on my tray right now are high quality. But since I had to pick that up right then, I thought I might as well show you that I'm using, most of the time, fairly inexpensive acrylic paints. I spend more money hang on a second, I'm trying to decide what I want to lift out. I guess I do. I spend more money on acrylic medium, no matter, because I use so much of it. Again, that makes sense, right? Because I do so much transparent glazing. That makes sense that I go through the medium, because it's the medium that makes it transparent. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like in this case, this is the cheapest medium just about you can get. And again, I have expensive, I've used a lot of GAC 100 is my favorite, Liquitex gloss medium and varnish, and I prefer gloss, but it's not critical. I have here red colored pencils, plain old-fashioned colored pencils. Some of you will be saying, wait, can you do colored pencils on an abstract painting? The answer is, heck yeah, of course. I have over here, that's what I thought. I like that look, but that's a crayon. But all it's doing is scraping off the white stuff. I like that, but you don't see any color. Especially in this case, like, could you use pastels on an acrylic? And the answer is absolutely, as long as you're going to do something on top of the pastel, which will then seal it in, which is, as you know, that's essentially, that's what this stuff's going to get sealed under several more layers. All right, I like that pretty well. Again, exercising restraint. Don't just keep going, keep going, keep going. Try to do a little bit and quit. Give yourself something to look forward to. Okay, I'm only going to do 3 more in this broadcast. This is number 8. It's brown. I like it. I like brown paintings. And here's the back side of number 8. Also kind of a brown cosmic scene. I want to mix up a brownish color over here, but not by using brown. So far I'm using red and green, and that's a good place to start. I'll start with that. Ooh, I just saw something in my mind's eye, so I'm going to do this red and green. I'm going to clean these brushes. Not thoroughly, but quickly enough. Thoroughly enough that I can do something. And all of a sudden, I saw, wait a minute. Says I, I'm going to do sky bluish color. At first I was thinking warm. I was planning to go from brown to warm yellow orange. Then I said, no, wait a minute. I'm missing something. I'm missing an opportunity. All right, I think I'll stop there. Yeah, and let's do pencil next. Again, quite high energy for lines up there. Enough of that. Now back to our favorite dark black. Actually, dirty purple is a better description of the color I have on here now. And I'm going to play around the pencil lines that I just did. I can either, in a sense, fight against them or do something in contrast to them. But in this case, I decided to do something parallel, in the same vein, if you will. And I like that quite a bit. So the energy, the visual energy is very much now coming up to this part of the painting. And I like that. And everything else plays a supporting role. All right, that's number 8. There's 2 more in this broadcast. I'll finish the other 10 without your company. And when I do my next broadcast later on this afternoon, I will do numbers 11 through 20. Okay, so if you keep watching over the next several days, you'll see all 20 paintings go through several times. And of course, when I'm finished all of them, I will post them on my Facebook, and I'll post them on my community page. Just a word for some, at least last time I checked, for some reason, those of you who are on iPads, I don't understand this, but though you iPad people, there's no such thing as it doesn't show the community page on YouTube unless they fix that. Last time I looked, they said, we're going to fix it, but they hadn't yet. All right, this time I know I want plain old traditional, so to speak, the easiest, which is warm yellow orange. It's probably my most common glazing color at this stage of a painting, to go over the white, just to warm it up. See, that looks so much better, doesn't it? Now, let's go down here. Again, I would rather see a graduation, a fade from one color to another. I'm gonna fade from light orange to orange red. Isn't that nice? Sorry, it sounds like I'm not bragging. But you see how that just fading from yellow to red is, for some reason, it's a pleasant thing to our brain, to our eye. I hardly even know why. I could try to get all analytical and explain it, but it doesn't matter. It's just enough for me just to know it's true and to play off the reality of it without having to understand why it works. Not crazy about that or that. Up here is okay. Once again, I would really like some tool to make some white lines. I have to think about that. In the meantime, I'll just use, that's pretty good. I'm pushing down pretty hard. Down here, the effect is actually more scraping off the wet paint and creating a white line. But up here, that paint's dry. So it is actually creating a pretty good white line. I'm happy with that. Again, for those of you who may be watching for the first time, the essence of good painting is making interesting marks. Do I have to do them that quickly? The answer is heck yes. Absolutely. No. Could you not do it more slowly? The answer is heck no. No. Sometimes when I'm teaching a drawing class in particular, where we're in the part of the class where I'm talking about mark making, I'll actually pick up a brush or a pencil and draw, quote unquote. I have a piece of paper up here, newsprint, and I'll draw with the butt end of the pencil. In other words, my pencil isn't making any marks. And I'll spend, 30, 40 seconds drawing, so to speak, without making marks. The point being that then the students, all right, I'm done. The students then are forced not to look at the lines, which is what they tend to look at if I'm drawing with the business end of the pencil. They tend to, their eyes ignore my hand completely and look at the lines. So I will And I do the same in painting. I'll paint with the butt end of a brush, not making any marks at all. And then explain to them what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. You know, what I want them to do, what I want them to notice is not the marks that I'm making, but the essence of the movement that my hands are making. Because the way your body moves determines the feel, the nature of the marks that you leave on the canvas or the paper, as the case may be. I'm going to start out with, again, safe, sort of plain vanilla, warm, yellow-orange glow here. So when you see me make those big, crazy, and of course on gator board, I'm painting on gator board. I don't keep mentioning that. It's a half-inch thick. Well, I didn't show you the backside of this painting, did I? Too late. It's actually noisy. It's actually quite loud. I'm imagining you're picking up on that. All right, I definitely want this to fade again. And I'm going to live dangerously. I've got over here on my butcher tray a whole hodgepodge of colors, but the effect is at the moment kind of a dull green. It doesn't look very green on there. So the graduation here is quite a bit more subtle, but let's see if I do want to do any more. I do indeed. I'm going to pick up some purple. Now that kind of movement, that's not, those are not nice marks. That's purely utilitarian. I'm just trying to get the canvas covered and colored as quickly as possible. Yeah, more of that, more purple. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Somebody help that guy. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. So that nice happy accident that served to move the focus from here to here. And the composition just got noticeably better, in my opinion. Now, continuing on around the color wheel, a little bit further, this is ultramarine blue. I had purple, so from purple to ultramarine, of course, is a short step. They're right next to each other. Consonant colors, if you will, as opposed to dissonant. But, of course, yellow to purple and blue is completely dissonant. But going through the intermediate steps, a fade, it works fine. I don't want to lift that out because it's working so well, just the way it is. I don't need to say anything about the advantages of painting or drawing with two hands, do I? You're just, if you're paying attention, you're just flat seeing it. It's obvious. If the essence of good painting or drawing is making interesting marks, then two hands is a no-brainer. Wow, that's nice. This painting really came up a long ways. All right, I'll show you the back side of this now. And by the way, I'm still seeing little, just what I wanted, little specks of reflection, glistening in what was white, and that's just what I was hoping for. Right. There we go. So there's the back side of number 10. All right, let me set this down and end the broadcast here. I'll show you which one comes up next, but I'll proceed to paint on my own. Let's see who's talking over here. Abstract art is too private. I love it. It's like getting caught with your clothes off, right? Getting caught in your underwear. I had another one of those dreams not too long ago. All right, this is number 11. This is the only one that's at least has one coat of glossy varnish on it, and it looks quite a bit better. All the others I have not done that to. That's pretty, quote unquote pretty. Oh, it has a little bit of, somebody else's painting on top of it. I'll check for all that before here's another bit down here. I mentioned yesterday that when this happens, I have two options. One is to just try to scratch it off, or the other is to actually paint on this to make that mistake, quote unquote, not matter. Anyway, here's number 11. A neutral tone, one of my brownish ones, brown with a little yellow and green, brown with green more than anything else. So I could go blue with this one, but I don't think I will. I'm more likely to stick with brownish green, I think. Lots of rhythm texture in that. All right, thanks again for your company. Thanks for watching. And again, today's Tuesday. My guess is the paintings will be really shaping up by Thursday, and that would be a good day to start placing bids in the comment section. This may be a complete bomb. I've done this kind of thing 3 times or 4 times before. Sometimes it has worked really well. People have had fun buying paintings. I get paid and I ship them off. One time it didn't work so well, so who knows? I have no idea. My sense of marketing might be way out the window. If not, at the very worst, I'll have 20 or 40, depending how you got them, nice abstract paintings to sell sometime in the future. All right, thanks for watching, y'all. Bye-bye.